Hi, it's Mitch from Pickdawgz.com here with your free pick in the Georgia Tech versus Clemson college basketball matchup on Wednesday, February 21st, 2024. If you like all the free picks we do at Pickdawgz, you'll love our premium picks, our best bets. Use the discount code PICK for 15% off. We also have products meant for people who make big bets, people with big bankrolls looking to take it maybe to the next level with some one-on-one concierge-style service. But these packages are not available on the website. You have to text the number you see on the screen. So if you make big bets, text that number. Let's get to this one. ACC college basketball action. Georgia Tech taking on Clemson. Georgia Tech, really, the season fell apart on them. 11-15 on the season, just 3-7 in their last 10, just barely above 500 at 7-6. While Clemson comes in at 17-8, 6-4 in their last 10, and they are seen as a team that is comfortably in when in relation to the NCAA tournament. They've been decent on the road, 5-4 straight up, but 7-2 against a number of these road spots. They've been dogs in a lot of these road games. These teams met back in January at Clemson, and Clemson is one of the better home teams out there, but not on that day. Georgia Tech 93-90 in overtime, outright as an 11.5-point dog. We look at what Clemson has done outside of that game. A loss last time out against NC State. They were an 8-point favorite at home, lost by a point in that one. They had the 17-point win over Miami, the 9-point win over Syracuse, and of course the win at North Carolina at the Dean Dome. They had lost by a point against Virginia. They'd beaten Louisville. Lost by a point to Duke. So certainly have played some solid basketball this season, but what we've seen from Clemson is that, as good as they've played, they still have vulnerabilities in some things, in some moments that they would love to have back. And I think that's, the key thing here is that we can't just take anything for granted with this team. Meanwhile, Georgia Tech ended a 4-game losing streak last time out, beating Syracuse 65-60. That game was home. They'd lost to Notre Dame and at Louisville and Wake and NC State since they had beaten Carolina 74-73. It's the ACC. No team seems to really emerge as unbeatable here. That's for sure. And when we see Georgia Tech and their wins are Clemson and North Carolina and losing to everybody, losing to Louisville and everybody else, well, that pretty much sums up the whole story. Clemson can really shoot the basketball this season. Of course, they have big-time leadership, and I think when you have that, it always helps. But Georgia Tech's defense probably underrated, also because they just haven't performed very well. And I think Clemson, and some of the things that are important to me, they shoot 78.2% from the free throw line. They also hit the offensive boards extremely well. Georgia Tech, pretty decent on their end on the offensive boards as well. But what they're not good at doing is shooting, and that's the problem. Shooting just 41.7% up against Clemson defense that is very, very good. Teams shoot just 41.9%, but they don't guard the perimeter all that well. But Georgia Tech, probably the weakest part of their offense. I think what this comes down to is that Clemson is the better team, and I think we all know that. And I think, the revenge factor certainly plays into it. We saw that Georgia Tech has a team that matches up well with Clemson. The thing is, I think it's just one of those days where Clemson just gets them, and I think at the end, I think that the game starts to get away from Georgia Tech. I'm going to take Clemson, and that's going to be my free pick. Of course, while you're doing your picks, putting your bets in, use our free betting tools at sportschatplace.com. 100% free, and they'll help put you on the most favorable bets on the board today.